What are the astronomical costs of F1 junior racing? Imagine a young driver dreaming of racing in Formula One, but the journey costs more than most people can imagine. The path to the top is filled with huge financial hurdles that can reach into the tens of millions of dollars. Starting in karting, which is where most future F1 drivers get their first taste of racing, costs between $50,000 and $100,000 each year. Kids around 8 to 14 years old spend this much on equipment, travel, and race fees. Moving up to Formula V at age 14 costs around $30,000, while Formula Ford at 15 can be about $125,000 annually. These categories help drivers learn the basics of single-seater racing without breaking the bank. The first big step into serious racing is Formula 4, which costs between $200,000 and $300,000 per season. This stage usually begins at age 15 or 16 and is where drivers start competing in more advanced cars. Then comes Formula 3, which is a major jump in costs, ranging from $800,000 to $1.2 million a year. Drivers in this category are typically between 17 and 20 years old. They spend 2 seasons here to learn and prove themselves. The next step is Formula 2, which costs between $2 and $3 million per season, sometimes even $4 million when including all expenses. Drivers aged 19 to 23 usually spend 2 seasons in this category. When you add up all the costs from Formula 4 through the second season in Formula 2, the total can easily surpass $16 million. But that's just the start. Additional costs for travel, accommodation, testing outside race weekends, hiring trainers, and buying equipment can push the total even higher. Most of these costs are for team entry fees, but the real expenses come from all the extra things needed to stay competitive. That is why many drivers relying on sponsorship or family wealth to keep going. To help talented drivers, Formula One teams have created junior driver programs or academies. These programs, run by teams like Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, Alpine, and McLaren, sometimes pay for part or all of a driver's racing costs. Being part of an academy also gives drivers access to team facilities, simulator sessions, and mentorship from current F1 drivers. But getting into these programs is very competitive. Teams look for drivers who show promise and meet high-performance standards. If a driver doesn't perform well enough, they can be dropped from the program, even if the team has already invested a lot. The high costs of junior racing mean that talent alone isn't enough. Drivers need financial backing, sponsorship, or team support to make it to Formula One. This system makes it clear that reaching the top isn't just about being fast, but also about having the right resources. Most current F1 drivers have benefited from early support, either from family wealth or team academies. The reality is that the financial barriers are so high that only a small number of talented young drivers can realistically chase the F1 dream.